Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of Nothing Agreed. Back from Thanksgiving break. Sorry, I turned it to Matt Ryan for a second, 2016 Falcons.
My fault.
Sounded like a goat. Back again. Back from Thanksgiving break. Hopefully everyone had some good Thanksgiving. Hopefully you spent it with some family, maybe even some friends. Got to watch some football. It was a time. Another 2 weeks down the books for us. And now we are kind of in that stretch of the season where winners become losers and losers become winners.
What's it called?
The witching hour?
That's right. But before we jump in, Brooks,
Uh-oh.
in the spirit of Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, what are you thankful for?
What am I thankful for? Well, I'm thankful for my family.
That's good.
They've really brought a lot in my life, and they've made a lot of sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for my friends who decide to stick around with me through thick and thin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for all the Christmas joy that will be spread
That's good.
throughout. Those are the things I'm thankful for. What about you?
I like those are good things. Friends, family, joy, good health.
Good health.
And it's starting to get around that time of the year. People are getting sick. I'm coming off a stomach bug, so if you see me drinking my health potion, that's why.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Sorry. But yeah, I think those are all good things to be thankful for. But what else could you be thankful for but football?
Yeah, I love watching football.
Especially when your team's doing so good. We'll get into that in a minute, though. We thought, in terms, we'd do something a little different. We've missed a couple weeks, had some time off for the holidays, so we're just going to go through.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right, calm down, buddy. We're going to go through every team and just kind of talk about it, just see where they are right now in the season.
It's a great song.
Give our thoughts, yeah. So
let's talk about it.
we got it right here from the top of the league to the bottom. Do you want to go top to bottom or bottom to top?
I'm usually a guy who likes to work his way from bottom to top.
Let's go from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, I like to work my bottoms.
And what a fun team to start with. We'll jump off the New York Football Giants.
Football is played by this team.
It is. Not well.
Yeah, that's true.
Not well at all.
Positives.
Mm-hmm.
There's a draft pick in your name.
There we go.
That's a positive. The Panthers didn't have that positive.
That's right.
So there's a first round draft pick in your name.
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
Who?
Perfect time. Stay
We don't need to get into that right now. But
trade for Kirk Cousins and get Travis Hunter.
All right, they're gonna have a good player coming out of the draft this year.
Maybe. You never know about the busts.
That's true. Well, I mean, Malik Neighbors isn't a bust.
He's not. I didn't say they drafted a bust.
Let's just see how long he stays on that team.
Got him.
Might be going to another division team soon if he's following the patterns. Again,
Fairs.
get to that later. But yeah, Giants dead in the water, fighting for a first round draft pick at this point. It's a good season. Giants fans, we all know the torment you're going through online every week. So we'll just leave it at that. Better luck next year. We'll see what happens. Moving right along, the Las Vegas Raiders.
The Las Vegas Raiders. You got Brock Bowers, man.
I was about to say.
I mean, that's what I think you should be excited about. You got Brock Bowers. You weren't really supposed to be good this year. You've gone through some turmoil with injuries. You've done your annual push the Chiefs either to a very close win or beat them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not much other than you got a new quarterback coming to town 100% through the draft.
Yeah.
Whether that's perfect timing or Cam Ward.
I think another good positive you can highlight for the Raiders are. Oh, excuse me.
Excuse you.
Sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
Max Crosby. Not only is he playing at a high level, but he has shown his intent to want to stay on the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good moving forward for next season. He could bring in some free agents who could really turn things around. But I don't hate their defense, for being completely honest. I think they've got building blocks. Obviously, we're looking to next season for them. Their season's over this year. They're fighting for a first-round draft pick with the Giants. But yeah, I think their situation's not as bad as some of these other teams. They do need to find a franchise quarterback. And we were just talking Cam Ward, Shadur Sanders. One of them will most likely end up on the Raiders. I can't see them waiting another year before a quarterback.
Exactly.
They did that this year and did not pan out well for them. So we'll see what happens with the Raiders. Like we said, fighting for a playoff spot. Not much to talk about there. We can keep moving right along. Jacksonville Jaguars. The last 3 teams we talked about are all tied at 2-10 right now.
For Jacksonville, I gotta say it's the saddest thing, man. Those out of those 3 teams, that's the saddest one because I expected them to be decent this year. Maybe a 7-8 win season. Trevor Lawrence maybe a little bit of improvement. ETN, Bigsby in the back as well. But I thought a lot more of ETN this year.
He's just really been.
Davis came in.
They've just really been lackluster. I mean, ETN has just not had as great a season.
No, Mac Jones, man, he did some pretty good things on the Texans.
As of terms of a backup quarterback, I don't hate having Mac Jones. Granted, losing your starting quarterback Trevor Lawrence is never going to help. But I think that's the real question with this team moving forward is, do you stick with Trevor Lawrence or do you move off of him? Mm-hmm. Now, they've already made him, if not the highest, one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. So moving off of him will be hard if that's what they decide to do. I can't really see them doing that after this season at least, especially with all the injuries and the contract he just got. But next season, he's got to step it up. We both really like Trevor Lawrence, as you can see on my sweatshirt, but we can't. He's had a lot of excuses made for him so far in his career, in my opinion.
Especially if you're that hype, man. He should be able to see the defense
that's
better.
What I'm saying. Like, he's gotten what I like to call the Justin Herbert treatment. He's not a bad player per se, but he's been on bad teams, and he puts up good stats at those bad teams. But when he puts up bad stats at those bad teams, they don't get criticized because it's just, they have bad teams. So I don't think for
anybody who just listened in the last 15 seconds, just one ear out the other on that one. That's crazy.
All right.
That's insane.
What is?
Saying that Justin Herbert gets Trevor Lawrence gets a Justin Herbert treatment. Herbert's a good quarterback, though.
I know he's
really good.
We can talk about that later.
Okay, buddy.
But okay, all right. I know I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I know Justin Herbert's a good quarterback.
I would love to start my team with Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the situation as well. But like I'm saying, like Justin Herbert's been on talented teams that have underperformed in his career. Look at the Chargers the last few years, and it's always blamed. It was blamed on Brandon Staley.
And guess who was right? The fans.
Yeah, but let's also not remember that this Chargers offense is completely different than the previous 2 years. The only same players are probably the quarterback and the offensive line, which good, but they have new receivers, new running backs. Yeah. Like everything's been revamped. Their defense they have their same core players, but it's all been revamped from the past few years for the most part. So my point is,
if you think the reason that the Chargers are winning is because of their change in offense, then I disagree completely.
Well, it's not just the change of players.
It must change their defense.
Well, I know it's also the change in defense.
Their defense is top 3 in the league.
Oh, I know it is.
Exactly. Their offense was top 5 like last year.
I know it was.
Exactly. So
not last year. 2 years ago.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Last year wasn't good. No, 2 years ago when they had Oh no, it was last year they had what's his name? Maybe it was. It was 2 years ago they were out of the top 10 then.
Maybe.
Okay, regardless, my point is Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. Mm-hmm. Not saying that he's not, but when there are moments that he doesn't play to his best, and you can look at a football game and say that game might be on Justin Herbert, his fans come up and always throw the blame somewhere else. And I think that's starting to happen with Trevor Lawrence. At first, it started with his terrible coach in Urban Meyer, who, granted, is not going to do him any favors. So that's somewhat expected. But then they had the year after where they went to the playoffs and they beat the Chargers at the home opener. That was a good season, first season under Doug Peterson. Mm-hmm. And that's when everyone took a step back and realized, okay, Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. What has he done since then?
Bro.
He's had good teams. That's my point. He's been in a terrible division until this season. The Texans were decent last year, but Trevor Lawrence's
Texans were decent last year?
Oh yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
They're decent this year. But yeah, besides last year, every year he's been in the league besides the Urban Meyer year, or at least that first year. He should be in competition in his division. The Colts and what is the other one? The Titans, ever since he's been in that division, outside of his rookie year, have not been good.
Weren't the Colts good in 2 years ago? Jonathan Taylor had that really good year.
Was that not 3 years ago?
Dude, we're old, bro. We're fucking old.
All right.
Damn.
You know what? Let's just move on. We're getting too caught up on Trevor Lawrence. We'll see what he does next year. Let's go to New England. You got anything to say about New England?
Drake May's going to be amazing.
Yep. All right.
Or he's going to be really good. That's all I
Everyone,
got to say.
everyone else sucks. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Carolina.
Keep Bryce Young.
Yep.
Keep Bryce Young.
Yep.
I told you I was on this train when he was getting hated. When he was getting traded, I said a good team to trade for him and play him. I know he has the potential. Keep Bryce Young. He's shown it.
Right.
Rod Wave got him. Rod Wave's got him.
You saw the meme?
Talk to me, Bryce.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Hey, bro, call me.
Yeah, bro, call me. My man.
And
I'm, as a Falcons fan, we're division rivals technically. I'm rooting for Bryce Young, man. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
Been rooting for him since day one. He came out the college.
All right.
College.
All right. But yeah, I mean, there's really a lot of things to be excited for Panthers. I mean, Jonathan Brooks, Chuba Hubbard, those are two. Looks like you got some good running backs coming up.
Yep.
Xavier Legette's not a bad.
Man,
doesn't look like a terrible pick.
I don't know what I got for kicks, man. I don't know what I got for Thanksgiving, but I'm gonna get a little plate.
I mean, he's not looking like a terrible pick. Bryce Young's balling out. The offensive lines, I'm not gonna start to say they figured it out, but they're looking better. And
this year has given you some hope.
And that defense.
Some plays are being made on that defense.
That's what I'm saying.
Some plays, man.
This is a defense that held the Chiefs to not a lot of points. Again,
30.
They held. I'm thinking of the Raiders game. Never mind. Sorry, brain fart. But yeah, I still like the Panthers defense. I think it's got some bright.
It's got some improving to do. I won't
Yeah.
lie. No, it definitely has some improving to do.
But yeah,
But-
it's not perfect.
But hey, I'm looking at the offense right now. I'm going, keep Bryce Young. Put some faith in that man, okay?
we're starting. It's starting
The
to work
Kai
out.
Havertz of football.
It's starting to work out.
There we go, baby.
All right, moving right along. Tennessee Titans.
I don't even know. I don't know what to say about Will Levis. Are you a keep Will Levis guy or a sell Will Levis guy?
So for me, I keep him next season, unless these teams right here, unless to me, if you're not getting Cam Ward or Shadur Sanders, you should not be taking a quarterback this draft.
You don't think the Titans?
At least not first round.
You don't think the Titans should
third.
maybe go out with a second rounder and take Jalen Milroe? Could be interesting.
So I don't want to get too much into college football, but I'll say last year, I think Jalen Milroe would have went a lot higher than this year.
That's fair.
So,
I don't know. I'm sketchy on Will Levis, man. His QBR is low. His touchdown to interception ratio is bad.
I would keep him for one more season. I think he can be good enough to keep you at this spot to where you're looming at a high draft pick next season, but it still allows your team to grow.
The quarterback classes year after. They gotta start looking at that too.
Yeah.
Because I think if you keep Will Levis, you're still looking at
It's
bottom
just
5,
if
bottom
it's
10
just
team.
my thing, there's only two real first round QB talents in
Uh-huh.
this upcoming class, and that's Cam Ward, Shadur Sanders.
Perfect time, man.
Yeah. Carson Beck, Jalen Milroe, I wouldn't touch them after the third or fourth round.
Fairs.
So if they want to take that route, I don't hate that. But if I see the Tennessee Titans Thursday of draft night with their top 10 pick, take Carson Beck or Jalen Milroe, it's just an unserious team. And their defense is too good for that pick, too. Their defense is pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's top 5.
Yeah, their defense is pretty good. So I'm
So-
saying the quarterback, I think, is a little bit of an issue, man.
Yeah, so maybe they might look at free agency this year or make a
Cousins.
trade. All right. Let's move along. This is the dumpster fire we've talked about a lot already, but
They're on the, so.
I think
for all
this-
my gamblers out there, people have banned lists. This team is our banned list of this podcast.
yeah,
This team is our banned list.
I really just think this last week's game against the Seahawks really just sums it all up.
Just 2 fumble recoveries off kickoffs.
Pick six
14
for
nothing end of first quarter.
was it a 92 pick six for
Yeah.
a defensive tackle?
I'm a pour me a double shot.
Again, I've been saying this for the past 2 weeks. If I'm the Jets owner, I'm firing the owner, or I'm firing everyone in the front office. I'm firing every coach.
I'm hiring Robert Saleh as my head coach. Have you seen what he's done with the Packers? He's a pretty good guy out there.
I'm firing every player on my team as well, and we're just gonna completely start over.
You know, Ben Johnson's ass gonna be like, "You wanna come to the Jets? Fuck
no." Because I mean, in all seriousness, I think this has just been a huge front office or just organizational catastrophe.
It's top-down catastrophe.
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, you see it. Let's rewind a few years like we just did for the Jaguars. This won't take too long, promise. But let's go back to 2022, right? That was the rookie season for Breece Hall, Sauce Gardner, and Garrett Wilson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. These guys come in, they have a winning season or something like that. Or
the Bears did not have a winning season.
Okay, then they won like 5 games or something. People are getting
sounds
excited,
better.
right? People are looking at this Jets defense. It's actually top 5 in the league for once. It's actually pretty good. They look at Sauce Gardner. Oh wow, an All-Pro rookie in his or an All-Pro corner in his rookie year.
7 wins.
That's a winning season for them.
I was about to say that's like 12-5.
I was about to say. But yeah, I mean, well, you look back to the 2022 season. They're getting praised for how they found all these young talents, how their defense is being built up under a prestigious defensive head coach in Robert Saleh, and how the only thing holding that Jets team
Zach
back
Wilson
was the quarterback. And what did they do in that offseason, Brooks? They went out and got arguably, to most people, a top 3 quarterback of all time.
The GOAT.
Yeah. Again, arguably. He might not crack top 10 anymore.
Paul George is my GOAT.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. That's the same. That's basically saying the same thing. Aaron Rodgers is Paul George. So that's who they went. He sucks. They went out and they got Aaron Rodgers, a guy who's won 1 Super Bowl, despite being on Super Bowl talents the rest of his career. A guy who's
Green 19.
Yeah, a guy who's just has not proven that he's going to get it done when it matters most. What is it? A 3-time MVP, but he can never get to the big game. He was always something.
You almost sound like Joel Embiid, MVP, but can't get to the big game.
He's not a 3-time MVP though.
True.
And
Jokic is.
It's true. And
or will be.
I thought he already has 3. Does he not?
No, because Embiid stopped his 3-peat. Well, it should have been 3.
Did he not get it last year?
Fairs.
Yeah, that was 3.
Nah, fair.
So he's
make it 4. Larry Bird.
Okay. What was you just completely threw me off my train of thought. I was talking about Aaron Rodgers.
I'll pick it up for you.
Aaron Rodgers.
The Jets are on the ban list. We're banned from talking about them. Next team.
I hate them so much. Just as an organization, I hate them.
Browns. Start Jameis Winston. Rest of the season, build the offense around him. Play your next 2 years in $95 million in cap debt. I don't give a hell. Jameis Winston deserves to start on a team. And you can look at me crazy that he threw 2 pick-6s. He threw another pick in the end zone. I don't care. He threw for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. And he put that offense, who this year has not been good, to another good game. Give that man a job somewhere as a bridge quarterback, or give him the Browns starting job. He wants to re-sign there. Deshaun Massage Watson does not deserve the starting job.
So, kind of like Tennessee, I do agree. I think they should probably bring Jameis back for next season because I don't think they should go and try and get a quarterback this year.
He's famous Jameis.
But neither one of them are franchise quarterbacks for the future. Let's acknowledge that. I know you love Jameis Winston. I love him.
He's not a franchise quarterback, but he's a good quarterback to have, in my opinion. For a bridge quarterback, a quarterback that you can get on a minimum or near minimum.
That's true. That's fair. Okay, that's fair. But
I mean, he's slinging the pigskin.
Yeah. Again, he gave 14 points directly to the other team,
and they almost won.
All right.
Fair point, right?
I guess. I mean. What would that score look like without the 2 interceptions, though?
What was the final score? 40-32? 31? 31. Then it would be probably 40 or maybe in the mid-30s to like 28 or 30. No, yeah. Because they're in some good prominent positions when both those pick sixes happened. Well, no, the second one now. But the first one, yes.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's fine. Let's just move on. Cleveland, they know what they got to do. Chicago.
They fired the cancer.
There we go.
There you go.
I think that's now we just have to wait and see.
It's like chemotherapy. You kill the cancer cells, and then you just got to be like, let's see if we can grow and fight through this.
Now we just have to. I mean, we know what they've been for the whole season, so now we just have to wait and see what they do from here on out.
Yes.
So, yeah.
You can bet if the Bears are going to win another game this season.
No, I would probably
plus 210. They don't.
I was supposed to say I would probably bet they do.
Minus 300. They do.
Well, actually, they have a very hard schedule. Actually,
who do they play?
I know they play. I think it was as of 2
Niners,
weeks.
Vikings, Lions, Seahawks, Packers.
Yeah,
it's all tough.
They could beat the Seahawks and honestly the Niners.
Can I go on a little tangent for 3 seconds?
Please.
This kid I know who is from Chicago, big Chicago sports fan. This was before the season started when they hired Shane Waldron as their offensive coordinator.
Okay.
And just drafted Adunze. And then he posted a picture of on a story of Adunze, and I said 8-9 has never looked better. And he said we're making the playoffs, and he's saying we're winning 10 games.
Okay.
And I said, looking at this roster, I can maybe see 9 to 10 wins, right? And then he goes, Shane Waldron is going to turn this offense something else. Yeah. I scrolled back up.
So
last week.
So we call it delusion.
I scrolled back up last week. I swiped on him saying Shane Waldron is a great offensive coordinator to the picture where it's like Hitler dead. Yeah. This is before Eberflus got fired. This is in the middle of the Lions game. I texted this. And then he said Keenan Allen is going to be his best ever self. I was like, all right, you're crazy. Yeah.
Bro's asked for a miracle.
Yeah, crazy.
New Orleans Saints.
Taysom Hill's out for the year. Your season's done, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, hey, technically, you're still in the NFC South race. So, technically.
Not at 4-8.
Your owners have not said you need to do a full rebuild. You need to do a full rebuild. You need that cap to go goodbye. And Derek Carr needs to say goodbye. There you go. That's my thoughts. Honestly, you're down so much cap. I think this could be like a Brown situation as well. Just start your rebuild, and it's going to take a little bit longer than it has to.
Right.
Start your rebuild, throw in Rattler, and call it a time.
All right. Cincinnati.
Every single draft pick should be used on an offensive player. Re-sign Jamar Chase. Let him put down the contract, let him write whatever number he wants, and then come back and play next season.
First, you need to fire Zach Taylor.
That will happen.
And probably the defensive coordinator as well.
Yeah, that'll happen.
But yeah, that's probably ground one.
And then hire a defensive coordinator as your head coach.
Yeah, I like that idea as well.
Hey, there's this guy named Robert Saleh who's a really good coach. I swear he is.
He had a winning season before he got fired, did he not?
Before he got fired from the Jets?
I guess he did.
No.
Was it close?
It was 3-5?
They fired him.
Maybe
they fired him way earlier than that. They fired him 3 games into the season.
That's not true.
Okay, then yeah, it was 3-5. It was not the midway point. It was 5 games into the season.
Yeah, it was 5 or 6.
So maybe they were 2-3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, well that's still
or 2-4.
That's still a lot better than 3-9.
Jeff Ulbrich, baby. Dude, okay, this team's fucking banned, all right? Can we stop talking about them? Holy crap.
All right, well, let's move on. Dallas Cowboys.
Next. Jerry Jones needs to die.
Oh, I hope not. I hope he never dies.
I was up in the box yesterday. Shout out Marvin. Love that guy. Met him yesterday. Works for ABC. He's like, oh, I'm a huge Cowboys fan. He's like, I'm from Dallas, right? Went to Texas State. Very nice guy. And I said, oh, you're a Cowboys fan? He goes, yeah. I go, put my hand on his shoulder. I go, my apologies. And then he was like, yeah, we've been a season ticket holder since '99. And I said, he's like, this is the first year I won't go to a home game. He's like, I'm done with Jerry Jones.
I was going to say, I would ask Jerry Jones for that refund. I don't want the season tickets.
He said, I think you get the prices at which you buy the season tickets. So it's going to stay at that price. Kind of like a more in a more original way, an apartment,
I know.
So, yeah. So they have season tickets. And then he goes, I don't think I'll go to a first time ever in a home game since '99.
Yeah, it's fair. They've only won one this year, so.
And then I said, go when Jerry Jones dies. And he goes, amen.
Which hopefully never happens.
Amen.
Which hopefully never happens. We pray for good health here.
Jerry Jones's brain is activated.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Once his body goes, his mind will not.
Yeah.
They're screwed forever, and I love it. But yes, let's move on. San Francisco.
This is a team that I'm like, what the hell is going to happen? They lose. They get killed.
Mike Shanahan?
Kyle Shanahan?
Oh, yeah, my sorry.
Shout out Mike Shanahan, man.
I was thinking of Mike McDaniels. Sorry.
Yeah, shout out Mike
Kyle
Shanahan.
Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan buddy, your seat is toasting a little bit. I mean, do I think he gets fired? No.
Should he? I think so.
I think you can make an argument, but I don't think he gets fired.
I think he should, though.
I think it's 50-50 for me. But I don't blame if the Niners fans really crucified him and want him gone, I don't blame him. He was a terrorist when he was with the Falcons because he threw away 28-3, so he's a terrorist automatically in San Francisco.
My thing with Kyle Shanahan is, and of course,
all the leads.
That's what I'm saying. I can't say this when he's good, or else I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. So this is the first season I can kind of tell you about it because he's not good this season. He is not like. Think of every big
You're really approaching Nick Sirianni territory right here.
Really not.
Yeah.
Think of every big game he's lost.
Okay.
That's what? 3 Super Bowls, 2 conference championships. Or no, 3 conference championships.
Okay.
Let's just keep it at postseason. So, in his tenure with the 49ers in recent memory,
Nick Sirianni levels right here.
Again, no. He's lost 3 Super Bowls. This is also including the Falcons one. So, we can throw that out. We'll just count his time with the 49ers.
No, matter of fact, count that shit.
3 lost Super Bowls.
Yep.
3 lost division championships. Now, you could also make that argument he's 50-50 division champions because he's won 3 to go to the Super Bowl. But I'd also argue if you've been on good enough teams to where you've been in the Super Bowl 3 times in the past 10 years and you have not won a single one of those games, you're not a good coach. I'm sorry, you're just not. Is he an offensive? Does he know a lot about offense? Yes. Is he good at scheming and finding ways to get players open and do a lot with the offensive weapons he's given? Yes. But does he have what it takes to win big games? From what we've seen, no. Does he have what it takes to make changes in the middle of games when he's losing? From what we've seen, no. So when you look at those questions, to me, that's not a guy I want under center. And the fact that he's been given all these past few seasons with these stacked rosters, I mean, you can look at the 49ers going into this season, and people would probably say they have one of the best rosters in the NFL. And he's done jack shit with it. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't care if you lose 1 or 2 of your 17 Pro Bowlers. You should not be 5-7. I'm sorry, you shouldn't. And that's all I gotta say. He's not a good coach, and he's got to be fired.
All right, fair enough.
I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Fair enough.
I'm so sick of hearing he's a good coach when he's not.
Fairs.
All right, let's move on. Miami.
You need a miracle to make the playoffs. End of story. And I don't think you're going to do it because it's cold weather. Cold weather's coming in, baby.
Let's say this Kyle Shanahan rant might carry over a little to Mike McDaniels, too.
No, I don't blame you. But we've already heard all of it. So,
yeah, so two guys I think should be under consideration for returning contracts. One of them I should not think should get it. Indiana.
Indianapolis?
Yeah, my fault.
No, same thing. Really.
Pacers, Colts.
Just
2 different things.
Fever.
Oh, actually, before I forget, fun fact. Did you know that Minnesota is the only city to have all 4 sports teams named after it?
Oh, like Minnesota Wild, Minnesota Vikings, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Minnesota Twins?
Yep.
Nice.
If you ever everything else is if you look at New York, right? You have the New York Giants, New York Jets, but then you got the Brooklyn Nets.
But you still have the New York Knicks.
Yeah, but Brooklyn's Nets are in New York, and you have the Buffalo Bills. So I guess that also doesn't really.
So if you have a team inside the state that doesn't have New York in its name, so it's disqualified.
Yeah, well, it's
because I could do
it's the only.
I do Los Angeles Rams, Los Angeles Chargers, Los Angeles Lakers, Los Angeles Clippers, but they don't have Los Angeles Dodgers, Los Angeles Angels, Los Angeles Kings.
Okay, well let me find a better example. Because I forget it off the top. We're losing. We have too much time. I'll think about it next time. But that is a fun fact.
We have a lot to go through in such little time.
Yeah. All right. Indianapolis, Anthony Richardson, playing good.
Love him.
Been playing good.
Love him.
Shane Steichen's really seemed to
let the young guys build. Unless you're Will Levis, let the young guys build.
Yeah, I like Indianapolis, but we move on. L.A. Rams. What you got for them? I mean, they're still alive.
This is their last year before they sink.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right, and I think that's why the owners didn't trade anybody, and you're pushing for a playoff spot. I know they have a couple tough games in there. I know the Bills, the Niners, the Jets. That's not a tough game. Cardinals and Seahawks.
I mean, they're in a hard division too, so.
They're in a competitive division.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry.
Not hard, competitive.
Sorry, my fault.
No, you're good.
But yeah, no, like you said, this is probably I think this is the this is gonna be this is the last season we get from the post Super Bowl fallout.
Exactly.
And then after this season, it's gonna be
somebody said on Twitter the Lions won the trade. No. They got. You haven't won a Super Bowl yet, so you haven't won shit.
Yeah.
So
we need to calm down.
So Rams won the trade. I'll take a Super Bowl and
you can have.
I'll take 7 years of failure for a Super Bowl. I'll take that.
Although it does raise the question, you see Jared Goff balling out with the Lions, and you see the weapons that the Rams have. Do you think Jared Goff could have taken the Rams to a Super Bowl?
Next question.
Okay.
No.
Arizona Cardinals. I don't think that's a crazy question.
I think it is. If you remember the 2021 playoffs, Stafford was a beast. The throws he was making, like cup down the seam against the Bucks, Goff ain't making that throw.
All right. My fault.
Current 2021 Goff.
My fault.
Or not current 2020.
Okay, well, I wasn't talking about would the Rams win it that year. I'm talking about like next, like
no.
2022, 2023 this year.
No.
I don't think that's insane because they would have they'd have draft picks, so they'd have young players. From what I've seen from Jared Goff this season, I do not think that is insane to say.
If Jared Goff walked into Philly as the Rams, they'd get killed. If they walked in there as the Lions, I think they have a good chance.
See, I don't think the level of Jared. I don't think being on the Lions makes Jared Goff any better than he would have been on the Rams. Because you have to remember
Ben Johnson.
I think he has Sean McVay for the Rams. Again, you've got Cooper. We're too much talking. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, and you had other young players because you wouldn't have wasted so many draft picks on all these old vets to sell out for.
What about the offensive line for the Lions, though?
Okay, the Rams can build. They have a good offensive line too. Well, they're not this year, but they did in the past few seasons. And if they had young players and they were building up a team, all I'm saying is, from when they made that trade, the Rams were tried to win a Super Bowl and just tried to retain their good players until we get to this point where they're all old and bad, and now they got to completely rebuild. If they didn't trade them, they would have kept building that team up. They would have got young players to keep growing, and I think they would be just as good as the Lions are today. That's my point.
Lies.
All right. Bro doesn't know ball. Arizona Cardinals.
All right. I'm not even going to get started on you. The future's bright. Arizona.
I like Arizona.
Yeah,
I think they win. I think
Arizona.
they go to the playoffs for that division.
You think they're one that wins the division?
I think they win it.
They're minus 200 to miss the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they win it.
There you go. Kids got to take.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay? Frauds. Next question.
All right.
Playing.
Atlanta Falcons.
Frauds. That's who I meant to call a fraud. Don't even get me started on the damn Falcons. Fire everyone.
All right. Quickly back to Tampa Bay, though.
Back to Tampa Bay.
They're doing good.
Mike Evans is back. He still needs 100 yards per game, basically, to get back to his 1,000-yard season.
Yeah.
Bucky Irving, man. Bucky Irving.
He's a bright spot.
Bright spot right there.
Looks good.
And I know they don't have Chris Godwin, but Sterling Shepard's made a couple plays here and there.
Yeah, to me, the defense is kind of fallen off from the start of the season. I mean, this is
needs to improve back.
This is a team that's been holding some of the best offenses in the league. So I'd like to see that bolster up if they want to make a good playoff run like they did last year. But yeah, they've definitely got a shot, and I like what I'm seeing. Now you can talk about them.
Kirk Cousins. I walked into the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
I was going to say, did you go to that game?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I walked in Mercedes-Benz Stadium Thursday night against Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
I watched.
Oh, this was earlier in the season.
I watched
my fault.
what has to be one of the best passing games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
It didn't even feel like he threw for 500 yards
because
because of all of it was low and check and short and yak. Okay. Kirk Cousins, without 2 games versus Tampa, is 9 touchdowns, 12 picks, 2,000 yards, something. That brudda needs to, and he has 13 fumbles this season too.
Mm-hmm.
That brudda needs to go. Now, I don't know if the offense really suits him either, but I'm ready for Penix time.
All right.
I'm ready for Penix. I'm ready for it. It's not going to happen. He's a mature guy, but only thing positive I can say about the Falcons is you're 0-4 against the AFC, you're 6-2 against the NFC, and you're 6-6. You got an NFC matchup against the Vikings, which I think you'll lose. You got one more AFC matchup, which is the Raiders. and then you have NFC for the rest of the year. So there's a chance you can win your division still.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the Bucs have the easiest schedule for the rest of the year, all you got to do is win your games. Come on, Atlanta. Let's see what you can do.
Let's see what they can do. He's giving up on Kirk Cousins already.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. But
Nope.
what I say about the Kirk Cousins curse?
Penis.
Can never be too far above or below 500. So
Bro's right in the sweet spot.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. So at least you know you're not about to lose the rest of these games because he can't get too far below 500 either.
Exactly.
So
all we need to do is finish the year 9-8.
And it's, as long as Tampa Bay finishes mediocre and you finish mediocre, we'll see what happens. All right, let's get into some good teams. Oh, we're almost to the good teams though. Seattle.
First round exit. They can win their division. They'll lose in a way team.
I don't think they even win their division. I haven't seen the rest of their schedule, but
it sounds like they have some tough teams on there.
I think they do.
Cardinals, Packers, Vikings, Bears, Rams. You know, there's some
Packers and Vikings might give them some.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Rams can give them some trouble too.
Yeah, they probably will.
And they got the Cardinals too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think the Cardinals win that division, but I think for what they've been doing this season, Seattle. I think it's been better than expected.
Yes, especially after your big losing streak after your 3-0.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what they do next season because I don't see Geno Smith playing next season. He might retire. He's old.
I don't think he retires, but I think he might get pushed away.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But all right, let's talk about some good teams now. Washington Commanders.
We said good teams, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the Washington Commanders, 7 seed. You got a 2-game buffer.
Yep.
Just needs to figure out how to do it against the good teams, though.
Yes,
That's all they need to figure out.
I would agree.
So,
the youth on this team has been amazing. Jane Daniels, I forget the rookie corner's name, but he's been also a huge bright spot that doesn't get talked about, I feel like, a lot. But yeah, those two rookies to me, they've been huge on both sides of the ball for them. The veterans that they signed that came in, those have been huge for them too. And really just the players that have been there throughout the whole catastrophe the last few years, like Terry McLaurin and what's that one dude's name that I keep forgetting? Oh, no, they traded him. Never mind. But, yeah, Terry McLaurin. But, yeah, I like the talent. I like what they're doing. Dan Quinn has proven that he's still got it to be a head coach.
Unk still has it.
Unk still got it. So, yeah, like I said, or like you said, they're the 7th seed right now. They very well have a chance to be in the playoffs with their 8-5 record. That it's a better record than every team in 2 other NFC divisions. So I think they got a good chance. But yeah, I like Washington. We'll see what they do.
I think there's still strides made on both sides of the ball, but you got to do it against good teams. You got the Eagles in 2 weeks, I think, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
They have them in 3 weeks.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's in Washington.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that's in Washington. You're right.
You already played them in Philly.
I forgot it's the other 2 we played away. My fault.
No, you're good.
All right.
So that's a game where you can really, if you are going to make the playoffs, you probably won the division. You probably won't win the division, but you can get a good win right there and prove yourself.
You do need to win that game if you want to.
I know. I don't think they win the division, though.
No, I know that, but you do need to win that game to have people believe. Yeah, what you were saying, momentum-wise. And, yeah, people believe it. All right. Another surprising young good team, Denver Broncos.
Bo picks Knicks, baby.
That's what I'm
saying. That defense is really good. It had an anomaly game against the Browns because they played the best quarterback in the league. Okay. But I think they're a sleeper team in the playoffs, not to make a run, but to overshadow. Especially because of that defense.
I mean, I could see them going to the divisional.
Really?
Well, they'll be a wild card. They're not beating the Chiefs.
Right now they play the Bills in Buffalo.
Okay.
I think the Bills beat them by 20 plus.
That's fair. So that was going to be my one thing. If the one division winner they don't get matched up with is Buffalo, then I think they win.
Well, they have to go. My thing. I think the Steelers at home is a really good team, especially in the playoffs. Bills at home, really good team in the playoffs at home. Chiefs at home.
They won't be the Chiefs.
They've lost one game at home.
The Chiefs will be the unless the Chiefs lose. Oh no, yeah. If the Chiefs
have a hard schedule.
That's true. All right, so we'll see who the 1 seed is.
Minus 130 Chiefs.
I don't want to say it. I'm gonna say it though, and I know it's gonna curse them, but I think if it's between the Chiefs and Buffalo, I'd rather play the Chiefs in the first round. I know people are gonna see that and say I'm stupid, but
I wouldn't.
I'm sorry.
Just because it's Andy Reid, it's the Chiefs.
I do
You're
too.
playing an Arrowhead.
But so
Divisional game maybe
so,
can help.
So my thing is,
but it's Patrick Mahomes on the Chiefs.
Stop doing that, please. I hate it. God.
Oh dear, Patrick! All this white stuff coming down. You have blessed us.
I might just go start a podcast with Chris Collinsworth at this point. Dude.
Tony Romo too.
Yeah, I know, it's awful. I don't even remember what I was gonna say now.
Burrow Mahomes-esque.
Shut up. All right, let's move on. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Baltimore.
Exactly. Baltimore Ravens. You need to figure out something because there's some pieces on that offense that need to change a little bit, or at least some schemes. So
The offensive line sucks, and
Lamar, your mom is right. Run the damn football. Run the damn football.
their secondary. Nate Wiggins still sucks. Let's throw that out there.
Sorry.
No, sorry, not sorry. His ass is awful. Linebackers. Apparently they can't read defense or can't read offense.
Kyle Hamilton, I need you to play a full game without getting on the injury report.
Yeah, that was that was not good. Yeah, and Derrick Henry, we can't be getting picked up by rookie white boys. All right, it's not good. You got an image to obtain, so we can move on. But yeah, they need to figure it out if they want to make a playoff push.
Go
And
Texans, go.
Last point to the Ravens. Are you getting a new kicker before the playoffs?
You gotta do something. Man.
I'm
Ever since Justin Tucker messed with Travis Kelce and Devil Magic, he has not been the same.
even if you don't want to start the new kicker, at least bring someone under the squad so that Justin Tucker know his job is not safe.
Exactly.
Make him get better. I mean, I'm sure he feels
some pressure
awful.
on him. Put some pressure on him.
No, honestly, I'm sure he feels bad about missing the kicks and essentially losing them that game, even though they probably still would have lost. But yeah, I mean, make him feel that his job is not safe and
Viva la raza.
put that pressure on him, and I promise you, he will kick better. Houston.
Speaking of good teams, Houston Texans.
No, I don't think they're a good team. C.J. Stroud's I don't know if last year was a fluke or this is the fluke, but this is a sophomore slump.
Sophomore slump. But Nico Collins is back, and that really changes the dynamic.
He's been back for like weeks.
He's been back for 2 weeks.
Exactly, and he's been just as bad.
No, he hasn't.
Is he
Nico
not?
Collins?
Not Nico Collins, C.J. Stroud.
He's done a little bit better.
Oh,
He threw a touchdown. He's had a multi-touchdown game for the first time in 6 weeks.
Thank God. This is a guy people were saying is an MVP last year.
Fairs.
So
yeah,
I held him to a very high standard to start this season, and he has not lived up to it. Ever since he Lil-bro'd Caleb Williams, he's been worse than Caleb Williams.
I think he had like the most bets to win MVP.
He did.
Like
he did.
Yeah.
And I'm so serious. Ever since they played the Bears, and he went up to Caleb Williams afterwards and tried to show him, don't worry about it. You're going to get better. You'll go get like me. Caleb Williams.
You go get like me.
Caleb Williams has played better than C.J. Stroud. So that's my point. C.J. Stroud. I don't believe in this team in the playoffs. I think they are a first-round exit, whoever they play in the divisional.
If they play the Chargers like it's lined up right now, give me the Chargers.
No. Oh, yeah. Chargers beat them. Broncos beat them.
Cap.
Ravens beat them.
Maybe. Yeah.
All three of those teams beat them. So this is a team I'd have no faith in. They're winning the very bad division.
6-2 in the conference. Broncos are 4-4.
That don't matter. Broncos probably played better teams. I don't have the schedule off the top of my head, but yeah.
From the back, speed from the front.
I love this team.
Damn, all right.
I think
I love the defense.
I do too. I think.
And this is what I'm this is what I'm saying. I love the defense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brandon Staley couldn't coach a freaking defensive team if he wanted to fucking have damn Derwin James on every 10 positions he needed to, and had damn fucking pick the Nick Bosa. I don't know. Give him everyone. They still give him up 30 points with Brandon Staley. You bring in a good coach. They do it well. They've been doing that all year. My only thing is, which I trust, is if the run game doesn't work, you need the pass game to work. And Herbert is a good quarterback that you can rely your pass game on. End of story. I like this team. They just need to figure out a little bit of some small pieces and finish games.
Yeah, I mean, to me, if Ladd McConkey can really step up the rest of this season and be like a true wide receiver for them, like a number one receiver for them, if I'm Detroit and Buffalo, I'm not sitting comfortable when they come to play. They have a very good defense. They're well coached. Jim Harbaugh knows what he's doing.
They need to slip if that happens, or just advance to the second round.
Who are you talking about?
The Chargers.
To go to the second round?
If they play the Bills, they got to get through the first round now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And so do the Bills, but fair enough.
I'm saying if you're Detroit, or not Detroit, if you're Kansas City or Buffalo, who are at this point the favorites to go to the conference championship, and you have to play the Los Angeles Chargers before that, I'm not comfortable.
Well, Detroit can't play the Chargers.
That's what I meant.
Chiefs?
Buffalo and Kansas City. Yeah, I keep looking at Detroit. Sorry.
Yeah, but who does Kansas City have?
What do you mean? Stop.
They have Andy Reid. What's wrong? You don't like Andy Reid?
I like Andy Reid, but I know what you're trying to do. So we're gonna move on. But yeah, I mean, out of the AFC wildcard teams projections, I know they lost to the Ravens, but I like the Chargers.
There you go.
But let's move on. Green Bay.
Conference finals.
You think Green Bay is going to the conference finals?
They beat the Packers. Oh, not the Packers. They beat the Eagles.
Oh, that's crazy.
I
But
know. That's why I'm lying. If they play the Seahawks right now in Seattle, I think that's you're gonna say Packers win.
yeah.
I think that could be an interesting game.
Okay.
Because this is what I'm gonna say. If Arizona wins the division, they get the 3rd seed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the Packers to win.
Okay.
But in Seattle, that good 12th man, I think could be a little more interesting. You never know.
Yeah, we'll
You
see.
think it'd be a little more interesting? Kenneth Walker, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson and Jigbutts. Just all about what that defense can handle on that offense. And I think it's going to be if they can make Geno Smith make mistakes. But we're talking about the Packers right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the Packers. Josh Jacobs is really helping this team out when it comes to just smash mouth football.
Oh yeah.
I know he didn't have his best game against Miami.
No, he did. I'm a fantasy owner. He did fine.
He had like 40 yards rushing.
I know. He had like 2 touchdowns.
I know, but he had 40 yards rushing.
That's
Smash
fine.
mouth.
It's good enough for
So,
me.
But Jordan Love just needs, again, he had some non-turnover issues, which is good because at the
Mhm.
start he had some turnovers, lead the league in interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Just fix the turnovers, man, and you're good. And in terms of what's his name, the coach, I see his face.
Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, LaFleur. I was about to say Mike for some reason. No, Matt LaFleur.
Mike McCarthy.
Fuck no. Good second half coach too.
He is
In terms of the season, not games, but season. So
Well, yeah. I mean,
Packers. I think they could make a run for the Vikings.
I think they're better than the Vikings.
Yeah, I
I've
think
been
they could
saying
make a run
this.
for the Vikings.
I mean, I thought their season was over after Jordan Love went down. So the fact that they're standing right where they are right here, right now is
They also have the
very impressive.
They also have the second strongest strength of schedule out of all playoff teams in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
Number one's the Atlanta Falcons. Do you know who's bottom?
Is it us?
Actually, it's the Commanders, but
Yeah,
you're
I know.
second.
I know. It's because we were, second seed last year? See, I love how that works because, last year, because we fell off, right? And we finished second in our division.
Yeah.
So now we get to play all the other second in the divisions from last year.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why instead of playing the Lions this year, we played the Packers.
Nice.
Instead of playing the we played the AFC South or the NFC South. So instead of playing the what's the other division? Instead of playing the 49ers this year, which I probably would have preferred,
Yeah.
we played the Rams.
Nice.
So I just love how that works.
Yeah,
That's it. It just
kid.
helps because if you're not good next season, if you weren't good last season, then you're not going to play a hard team. So
there you go.
I just love how that works.
All right.
Pittsburgh. What
Dar-
a team.
Dark horse contenders to lose the first round.
You're such a hater.
I am. I can't speak about the Steelers. You can go ahead and speak about the Steelers.
I mean,
'Cause I'm a hater.
okay, they have a great defense. I mean, I'm also a
Yeah,
hater,
that's fair.
but great defense. Cannot take that away from them.
They have the GOAT,
defensive player of the year candidate.
Chris Boswell.
Yeah, that's
The GOAT.
Someone who can actually kick a field goal.
Bing, bing.
No, it's really Russell Wilson's been their X factor. I mean, that team. We sat up here and said this team goes as far as Russell Wilson takes them.
Heck yeah.
We sat up here and said when they took out Russell or Justin Fields when they had a 6-1 or something, and we said, oh, you can't take it from him now. Look what he's doing. Russell Wilson came in and made them better. So yeah, I think this is a team. People were saying that they're just lucky to be this good. They're not victims. They're
Victims.
no, they're not victims. They're being rewarded for having an easy schedule, not being so good last year, like I just mentioned, playing easier teams. But no, this is a team.
They almost have the same strength schedule as you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So this is a team that's been really good. Yeah, I mean, they've just been playing out of this world. You cannot say anything really bad about
Offense
them.
looks better.
That's what I'm
Arthur
saying.
Smith, terrorist still.
I don't know.
Terrorist.
He might just
Terrorist.
maybe only when he's in Atlanta.
Yes. There's big buildings in Atlanta.
maybe all of your offensive coordinators are just terrorists.
No, our offense coordinator's not a terrorist this year.
Okay. Well, not yet.
Kirk Cousins is
Just
a terrorist.
Just wait till next season, and then he's the terrorist.
That's
all
fair.
right. Minnesota Vikings.
Fraud watch still activated for Minnesota. I'm sorry. I'm
gonna keep giving them credit until Sam Darnold gives me reason not to. So
that defense is giving me credit. Shout out the defense, man. Shout out Justin Jefferson too.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, Sam Darnold, get your props, but I'm scared about this team in the playoffs.
So that's my thing. I'm gonna keep talking good about them until Sam Darnold gives me a reason not to, and when he doesn't, I'll be on. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
All right. Philadelphia Eagles. Just want me to do all this?
No, I was gonna say you should put your mic down and let a real person talk about the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, that's fine.
Saquon Barkley, Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
Really changed the run game right there and caused another big piece right there. Scared about Devontae Smith's health with the hamstring injury. Those are injuries that like to sustain for a while, even when you're cleared.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm concerned about that, but rest him a little bit till he gets healthy for the playoffs.
Should not need to play next week.
Exactly. A.J. Brown, still your number one guy, although
top 5 receiver in the league.
Although he had a pretty bad game last week.
Don't mind it.
I
I think he was being double covered every play, but I don't care because we have so many other guys you can throw the ball
now,
to.
when it comes to the playoffs, can Nick Sirianni do it? And my thing is no. I don't think he can. I don't think this team is a Super Bowl playing team. I don't think this team plays in the Super Bowl.
So Brooks is just being a hater.
That's not a hater.
Let me explain.
How is that a hater?
Let me explain why they're
How
gonna
is
win.
that a hater?
Let me explain why they're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Oh my God,
right?
that's not a hater.
Okay, so Nick Sirianni.
Both their losses are in conference. They have one of the easier strength of schedules when it comes to a playoff team. Okay.
So first, let me put this. This team should be undefeated right now.
Oh yeah, they should be undefeated, and my Falcons should be 10-2.
Okay, so if Saquon Barkley caught that ball and gets that first down, we are 11-1 right now. But you know what? That's fine.
But no. You're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Play that scenario out, right? He drops it, right? You still have to then go play defense and stop the Falcons too.
Okay.
What I'm saying is you shouldn't blame that game on Saquon.
No, because if he catches it and gets the first down, we run the clock out.
Correct. But what I'm saying is that's not the only factor that made y'all lose that game.
All right, but that's what I'm saying is if he makes that catch,
right? He can drop the ball and you still lose the game and you still win the game.
Regardless of that, if he catches that ball, goes out of bounds, we're 11-1. If we aren't missing A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith against the Buccaneers, I'll benefit of the doubt. I think they could still put up. I think they might beat us, but I think we had a chance to win that game. So realistically, this Eagles team could be undefeated right now. They have the best defense in the league. Their offense has an MVP caliber player. Josh Allen is still the MVP, but they have an MVP caliber player in Saquon Barkley.
If Trevor Lawrence throws the ball a little bit lower, they lose to the Jags, by the way.
No, that is also true.
You could just do these scenarios for other teams.
I know we could. It's a beautiful sport we play, though. So, but let me finish this. Jalen Hurts has been ever since the bye week has been having a great season. It's funny though. Do you want me to go ahead and just start talking about this? I'm going to because I want to. So Josh Allen's the MVP frontrunner right now, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So
I'll let you go.
Yeah. All total yards, I think Josh Allen has 100 more than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has a higher completion percentage. They have the same amount of total touchdowns. They have the same schedule. They're both winning their division. And I think Jalen Hurts has maybe 1 or 2 more turnovers than Josh Allen. But those numbers are not far off at all. So Jalen Hurts has been playing very well. A.J. Brown is top 3 in the league for receiving yards per game, despite all the games he's missed. So cannot be more upset about that. Saquon Barkley leads the league in rushing. Dallas Goedert's been on fire. The defense has been great. We've had a great secondary. Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell. I mean, we all saw it. I mentioned it earlier. You got a rookie cornerback picking up Derrick Henry. You just won it. We have an all-pro talent linebacker in Zach Bond, who should also get some Defensive Player of the Year consideration. Vic Fangio's been a great defensive coordinator ever since he stepped up. And I thought, what was it? What's his when he was with the Cowboys, right? Kellen Moore, he doesn't know how to run the football, right? Is that right? He doesn't know how to run the football?
Why are you looking at me? Like, I'm damn. Like,
I just like to talk to you. But yeah, he doesn't know how to run the football. Now he's the best at it. So, no, like you said, Devontae Smith's hamstring injury, that does kind of concern me.
I just smell a wide receiver playoff injury, and then you lose, and then if we had AJ Brown.
No, if we have AJ Brown, I like our chances. But like that's the one thing to me for the Eagles is our wide receiver 3 position has not been great. If we don't have Devontae Smith in the playoffs, I am a little worried about that. But you look at the Eagles, and we haven't talked about them yet, but we'll get to Detroit in a minute. Detroit has 15 of their important defensive players on injury reserve right now.
Yeah,
that is, and injuries don't win Super Bowls or replacement players, except for the one. But now these past 8 games, Nick Sirianni has done nothing to make you doubt that he cannot coach this team to win a Super Bowl. He's had his issues with certain plays this game. Earlier in the season, yes. But as a whole, he's given you no reason to doubt his ability. This is a coach who has started 10-2 in the last 3 seasons, has never had we talk about Mike Tomlin. Nick Sirianni has never had a losing season.
Okay.
He's been
to the
playoffs every year.
What's the one issue with Mike Tomlin?
What is the one issue? I don't know.
You can't get it done. When
Okay.
it really matters, you can't get it done. And that's what matters. If
Okay.
you have a roster, you got to get it done.
All right.
You got to get it done.
And he's going to this season. The Philadelphia Eagles will win the Super Bowl. There's no doubt in my mind.
I'll put my damn mortgage on it. They don't.
All right, let's do it. How much?
They don't win the Super Bowl?
Well, you're already about to lose $20. You just want to do that.
I'll put $75. They don't win the Super Bowl.
When's the Super Bowl? February?
Early February.
Oh, I won't have that much money by then. I can do 20 though.
Another 20?
You can get your $20 back.
All right, bet.
Because someone thought we were going to be ass this year.
Ass is crazy. 13 wins is up there.
And we're about to hit it.
Yeah, but if you're giving me a line of 13 wins, I'll take the under.
Gotta believe. And like I said earlier, should be.
I forgot they're playing one of the easiest strengths of schedules.
Should have paid attention. And like I said earlier, they very well could be undefeated. But yes.
Lions could very well be undefeated.
That's also
Falcons
true.
could be very well undefeated.
No.
They just threw a couple more touchdowns against the Seahawks, right? They just didn't throw 4 picks against the Chargers.
Yeah,
It's the
exactly.
stupidest thing. I hate this shit. If anything, we could be 4-8.
No, because you can't make that argument. Okay, so that's like saying, oh, well, who is it the Dolphins scored 70 on last year? The Broncos? That's like saying, oh, well, the Broncos could have won. If you watch that game, what makes you think in your mind the Broncos would have won that game? Nothing. All right.
Yeah, but that's a 50-point loss. That's different.
But that's what I'm saying.
You lost by 50. You lost by 50.
But I'm saying in the Atlanta game, we lost from
team.
one player's
Next
drop.
team. Bills losing the conference championships to the Chiefs because everyone has them beating them. Chiefs get it done when it's possible. I'll stick to my prediction of the Lions and the Chiefs, even though they're both top teams, and I know that's kind of riding it. I'm sticking to it.
Okay. But yeah, Buffalo's been great. Josh Allen's
MVP.
The MVP is the MVP of this league.
Finally, please bring it home.
Hopefully he doesn't lose it in these next few games. Cause what's the schedule look like? It's not that bad, is it?
It's actually pretty easy.
That's what
I was looking at it. You got the Rams, you got the Lions, which should be a tough game.
That's the game.
But you got the Patriots twice and the New York hate us. So
is that the Panthers I see down there?
Preseason?
Oh,
maybe
preseason. My fault.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Double Patriots, Jets, Rams, and at Lions. They should lose one game. And that should be at Lions. The rest of the games will be favored, and the Chiefs have some tough games as well.
I think they beat the Lions.
In Detroit, no, I'll take the Lions in Detroit.
Detroit's
in for field going.
Yeah, their defensive injuries are really well. All right, let's go. Let's move on. Detroit Lions.
They're making the Super Bowl. That's a fact.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
They are not.
Yes, they are.
They're not. They're too injured. Their defense is not.
Yes, they
their
are.
defense is not good enough.
Yes, they are.
Defense wins championships. Brooks.
All right, let me say this, okay? If the Lions face the Eagles, we'll throw out a bet for that as well.
Oh, I will too.
All right, bet. Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
So
that is yeah, no, their defense is not good enough anymore. Like the beginning of the season, yes, but we sat there midway through the season talking about how defensively with their starters, their secondary has holes. Now they're banged up on almost every starting position.
and how many more weeks do we have in this season?
Not a lot.
We have 5.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
And then they got a bye.
Maybe.
And they have a game. Maybe.
We'll see how they do against the Buffalo.
Sure. But that means that they have then
Actually,
6 weeks
still
until a playoff game.
Yeah. Okay. They're not getting Aiden Hutchinson back.
That's some time. They're getting their linebackers back.
They're not getting a lot of the corners back.
Like who?
I don't know the names off the top of my head.
Exactly.
But I know
He doesn't know the names.
2 of them are out for the season.
Not important. Give me the Lions.
No. And then when you look at offensively,
G-Unit.
Well, offensively, the Lions are great.
G-Unit.
Been killing it. Jared Goff. I mean, I think like you said,
Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams. Hell, even Tim Patrick has been playing well.
I'm not saying they haven't been. I'm just saying when it comes time to play the good teams.
Yep, when it comes time to play the good teams with the better strength of schedule than the Philadelphia Eagles. Yep. Yep. They've lost to one team, which was the Bucs, which you can argue they should have won. They should have won.
They could have won that game. Let's see. Hold on. Let's look at their schedule. I haven't seen it, actually. So, played the Rams, the Bucs, Cardinals. So, yeah. Well, that Rams game, that was a good game. I forgot about that game. But, yeah, I mean, you look at all these good teams they played, though. They played them close. Rams, they won by 6. Cardinals, they won by 7. Seahawks, yeah, that wasn't a close game. Dallas, that wasn't a close game. Minnesota, 3-point or 2-point win. They almost lost that game too, remember? Green Bay, that was a pretty handily win. I know that score's a lot closer, but they kind of dominated that game. Houston, I don't think that's the game. He threw 5 picks, but Houston, I said it's not a good team.
And they still won by 3.
Yeah,
he threw 5 picks, and they still won by 3.
Yeah. Jacksonville, not a good team. Colts.
Here's the issue also as well with going to the start of the season, because then you'll get mad if I do this. Ready?
Yeah.
You beat the Browns by 4 points. But that was week 4. Our defense was so much different.
No,
that's true. That's what I'm saying.
Well, go look
so
at
the teams are a little different. You lost to the Falcons by 1 point. You lost to the Falcons.
Oh, I know.
You lost to the Buccaneers by 17.
But it's also
the Saints by 3.
Hold on. When you look
at
the
Jags by 5.
But when you look at the strength of schedule as well.
5 golden rings.
Because when they release the strength of schedule, it's based on how good the team was the previous season, though.
This is not based on the previous season. This is based on the current season.
What is that?
Strength of schedule.
Standings?
Yes, strength of schedule.
Where is that?
If you go to National Football, just the playoffs, it will. You probably have to expand it. You're in a half tab.
Yeah, hold on.
It shows you the strength of schedule.
Schedule.
And then the SOV is your strength of victory.
Where?
So your strength of victory is worse than your strength of schedule.
Schedule. Hold on. Where is...
You're right there?
Right
Standings?
Here?
Standings?
I'm in standings.
You're in schedule.
No, I'm not.
Why does that say NFL schedule?
Oh. So...
Standings. There you go. Then go to playoff. There you go. Strength of schedule is SOS. That's the teams you've currently played.
Where is that?
The second one, last one right there.
Strength of schedule.
Yes, and then SOV is the strength of victory.
So, can you order it from best to worst, or you just have to look?
I don't think on top of here. No, you have to look. Falcons have the hardest strength of schedule out of all playoff teams.
Yeah, that's true.
And they actually have the hardest strength schedule besides the Cardinals and the Niners. So teams in the West.
Wins, tie break. Oh, okay.
That's just telling you why they're positioned there.
I see it.
Our last team is the Kansas City Chiefs. And for me, the Kansas City Chiefs are still the Kansas City Chiefs. It's still Patrick Mahomes. End of story. There you go.
Sorry, what were we talking about? Learning all this new stuff. Hold on.
G-Unit.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, so this is for this season, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so how is this, like, calculated? Is it based on, like...
Strength of schedule?
Yeah, is that,
the wins and losses of the teams you played.
It doesn't factor in yards and stuff?
No.
Okay.
That's the strength of victory.
Okay, that's
that
how that
factors
works.
in a lot of other stuff.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we were talking about sorry, I got off track. We were talking about the Lions.
Yeah.
All right, so, but yeah, I mean, they're probably going to go to the conference championships, at least. I mean, they probably.
Well, I moved to the Chiefs. I said it's still the Chiefs.
Well,
It's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still all them. So we heard your point about the Lions. It's still all them.
We'll see what happens in the playoffs. Yeah, for all those teams.
Thursday night.
Oh Jesus! All right, hold on.
Packers at Lions.
Packers at Lions.
This could be a game that you're talking about. The spread's moved down. This could be a game that the Lions could maybe lose. You're playing a tough team. However, I still like them in this game. They're at home. I love their run game. And I love the noise they're going to make. The fans are going to show up. -3. I like the line for them to push or to cover.
No, the Lions are going to win this.
There you go.
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was.
All right, shit. I don't know what I'm speaking. God.
My fault. Sorry. I was just trying to get caught up. Yeah, no, the Lions should win this game. I mean, it's at home.
G-Unit.
Well, actually, hold on. I'm thinking about it.
See? Look at that. Now he starts thinking.
Okay, so I didn't really get to cover this when we were talking about the Packers, but yeah, for me, their playoff success goes through Jordan Love. I mean, he's so bipolar as a quarterback. Like, there's games you'll get like 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers.
G-Unit.
Then there's games you'll get you'll get like 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, but also like 4 interceptions. And then you'll also get those like 193, 2 picks, a fumble, and no touchdowns.
Yep, see? There you go.
So, but that's just for the playoff run. For this game, low-key divisional game, banged up unit against a streaky one.
Give me the Lions.
You know what? For sake of argument, I'll go the Packers.
There you go. Wrap it up, kid. It's been a long catch up. It's been a Thanksgiving feast on this episode.
I need to go take a nap.
Facts. That'll be another episode of Nothing Agreed. That was a long one. Barron loves to yap about his Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all so much for listening.
Best team in the league.
And peace.